Should you partner up with someone if you're starting a creative content agency? Well, in this video, I'm going to answer this question because it's something that I've actually been asked quite a lot of times from different people I either coached or just people here asking in the comment section. And I think it's not that, straightforward. So here's the deal. Most people, the reason why they want to partner in the beginning when they start a new business is because they're simply kind of like scared to go at it alone, right? They feel more secure if they have someone together with them, and maybe they are doing a 50-50 partnership, right? And it just kind of like makes sense when you logically think about it, because I will have someone to talk to, I will have someone to help with my struggles, I will have someone to kind of share the workload with, so I'm not going to have to do everything on my own. And I totally get this way of thinking, but here's the problem, right? Most people just, either they don't set expectations when going into business with someone, so they are not clear on who does what, and also they are not selective enough with who they do business with. It's just mind-blowing to me that some people literally get into a partnership because someone says oh, hey, I know how to do content, and then someone else is like, oh yeah, I can send some DMs, and then they partner up just based on that, and they don't know anything about that other person. And here's the deal, right? I'm not saying you need to have trust issues or anything like that, but if you haven't been burned before in business, you will eventually do, right? You will have someone who will, ask for a refund that is not, legit. You will have someone who will steal money from you. All of these things are eventually going to happen. And so for that reason, for something as huge as literally starting a new company with someone together, you want to make sure that you really screen the person that you are doing business with. So that's number one advice I have is whoever it is that you want to get into business with or partner up with, make sure that you know them for a while before you would partner up with them, and kind of dig into their past as well, figure out what they've done in the past and so on. And also another key thing is don't partner up with someone just because you are scared. It's not a good enough reason on its own. You need to make sure that the vision is aligned with the person who you would partner up with, meaning you are trying to create the exact same thing, right? You need to make sure the time horizon is aligned. So that just means both of you want to achieve the vision in the same time, want to work the same kind of amount of hours. You need to make sure that you have complementary skill sets. You don't want to have two salespeople in a company necessarily, right? Because it's just what are you bringing to the table? You should only partner up with someone, in my opinion, especially if it's a 50-50 partnership, if the other person is a full-on complementary skill set to your skill set. Meaning, if you are really good at sales, right, and you have a lot of experience in that, if you're very comfortable making content, if you're very comfortable setting up appointments, you're good at that side, right? You're good at actually selling clients, then maybe partner up with an operations person who can actually hold things together in the back end and make sure that things are running smoothly, and vice versa, right? If you're more of a in the trenches type of person who's really good at creating a certain product or service or building a team, whatever, but you are not someone who wants to go out there and market, then maybe you can partner up with someone who's really good at that. But either ways, you shouldn't have, in my opinion, of course, two of the same type of people. And also, let's say you are more of a product person and you're actually really good at what you do. You shouldn't partner up with someone 50-50 just because they can send some DM. That's a $5 per hour skill set. You can hire a virtual assistant to send out messages for you. So don't partner up with someone because you're too lazy or scared to hire someone for, 100th of the price, if not less. Because you gotta really think about it and understand the weight of the decision you're making. You're giving away half of your business because you will need to make literally double as much profit to hit your income goals as you would if you were 100% owner, right? So if your next goal is to make, let's say, 20 grand a month profit for yourself, in that case, if you have another, shareholder who has 50% of the business, you will need to make 40,000 profit. Now, in order to make 40,000 profit with most agencies, you'll probably need to do 80 grand a month in revenue. So that's going to be $1 million a year operation, and you're only taking home 20 grand. So at that point, yes, you do have someone who can help you with different tasks, but you might be able to achieve that same income level with a lot smaller business if you just own 100% of it outright. I think another reason why it's super important before you would go into anything to just define who does what is because the thing is, and I've experienced this in the past with some very old businesses of mine, the thing is, if you have a 50-50 partnership, at some point, one of you guys are always going to feel like you are doing more work, yet getting the same amount of money as the other person. And the reason for this could be that one of the people are actually doing more work because it's like physically impossible to do the same amount of effort. And also another thing is, two people can just define value or like needle moving activities in the business differently. And also humans tend to have the tendency to think that what they are doing is more important than what the other person is doing. If you have a sales guy and you have a product guy, the product guy might be thinking like, yeah, I'm spending like 2 hours a day on product, you know, this is what's actually moving the business forward. And they might feel like they are doing the majority of the work, but then you might have the sales guy on the other hand who's, you know, working 8 hours a day or whatever, thinking that they are moving forward the business. Or even if they're working the same exact amount, like one person is always going to feel like what they are doing is more important, or that they are putting in more effort, and it can lead to, you know, a lot of internal kind of like drama, which doesn't translate well to revenue of the business at all. So to sum everything up, I am not against partnerships, don't get me wrong. I actually have a partner at my education company, Grow Creatives, and we perfectly complement each other's skill stack, and I love working with that guy, right? And he's like a great friend of mine as well. We'd never argue basically, but you definitely want to give it some more thought before you would jump into any sort of a partnership. So just think about these things. Are your skill sets actually complementary with that other person? Would you trust that other person with your baby for a week, right? I think this is a pretty good like way to think about it, because if you wouldn't trust that person to keep your baby alive if you had a kid, then why would you trust your business with him? Your business is kind of your baby, and if you don't trust the other person enough to leave like something super important for you with them for a week or a month, then don't get into business with them. Simple as that. If you don't trust 100% that they will not betray you or anything like that, then just simply don't do it. Also, make sure that you lay clear expectations out right in the beginning, so you know what everybody is doing, and you know where you're headed, you know how you're going to get there, and just make sure that your visions are actually fully aligned. And last but not least, make sure that the opportunity vehicle that you guys are in are big enough kind of and scalable enough to fit both of your dream incomes for the part of like running this business into it, right? So if you both want to make 10 grand, let's say per month, you got to make 20 grand profit per month to hit that for both of you guys. Most businesses are going to be big enough for that pretty much no matter what you do. But if you both want to make $500,000 with this business that you're going into, make sure that it's actually a business that can sustain that level of growth. So hope this was insightful. Again, I'm not like the biggest business expert on this topic, but I've seen quite a lot of cases of the wrong people partnering it up with each other. I partnered up with some people in the past who I shouldn't have, so I just thought that this might help one or two of you guys. So hope you enjoyed. Let me know what other topics you want to see in the future, and if you are looking to add an extra 10 grand a month to your creative agency and you're already intermediate, not a complete beginner with 0 clients, then check out growcreatives.com below, and we might be able to help you with that. So again, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.